Hello, good morning, everybody. I want to speak about energy, gas and oil fields, and the gas framework. But first, just one short remark about the tragic events in Europe, in Paris. This kind of barbaric terrorism is the result of one thing, incitement. I'm saying this 10 years, that the main engine of this barbaric terrorism is incitement. Anti-Jewish, anti-Israeli, anti-Christian, anti-Western, anti-democratic incitement, Islamic incitement. I'm emphasizing this because if you want to defeat terrorism, it's not enough to defeat the terrorists. It's not enough to defeat ISIS or Al-Qaeda or Hamas or Islamic Jihad. If you want to defeat terrorism, you must defeat incitement. Anti-Western incitement must be defeated. And if the West will ignore this, if incitement will survive, will proceed, then even if ISIS will be defeated, we shall suffer in the future from wave after wave of terrorism, of such kind of barbaric terrorism. If you want to defeat terrorism, you have to destroy the engine of this kind of terrorism, and the engine is horrible, implacable, religious, anti-Western, anti-democratic, anti-Christian, anti-Jewish incitement. Now I want to speak about energy and the Israeli economy. Unfortunately, in the last 2 years, the Israeli economy is slowing down. It is still growing, but less than before. And when you examine the reason, the main reason for this economic slowdown, at least in comparison to previous years, the main reason for this slowing down is the lack of investment or the reduction in investments in the real economy, and even more so, the reduction in foreign investments in the Israeli economy. If we compare the last 12 months or 24 months to the years 2010, 11, even 12, we see dramatic reduction in foreign investments in the Israeli economy. And now this is extremely relevant to the energy sector. Because although we see less investments in many sectors, we see dramatic fall in investment in the energy sector. What really happened is that the Tamar gas field, the development of the Tamar gas field concluded in April 2013, and since 2013 until today, 2.5 years, there were no significant investments in the Israeli energy sector. And this is one of the main causes for this economic, it's not a recession yet, but slowing down. That's why when I became a Minister of Energy 6 months ago, in my first days at office, I made it clear that my first priority is to establish a unified government policy to establish the gas roadmap or framework in order to enable first, the development of the already existing gas fields of Leviathan and Karish Tanin, and second, not less important, to enable and to encourage further exploration and investigation missions in our economic water. In the last 6 months, after we were de facto paralyzing ourselves, delaying ourselves with enormous damages to the Israeli economy, to the Israeli public, after several years of unnecessary and extremely damaging delays, in the last 6 months we first established unified government policy, and believe me, this was the most difficult task. First, to take all the government departments and regulators and to finally establish one framework and one unified government energy policy or gas and oil policy. Then, last August, I brought it for the approval of the government, and last September, the gas framework was already approved by the parliament, by the Israeli Knesset. So actually, the gas framework was already approved by both government and parliament. What we are waiting now, and I believe this will take place during December, hopefully in the first half of December, is the Prime Minister signing the paragraph 52, which is needed not to confirm or to approve the framework. The gas framework, was already approved by both government and parliament, but in order to activate the framework, to put it into place. In order to develop Leviathan, even more so, in order to encourage further exploration in our economic water, we have to do two things. First, to reopen the sea for exploration, and I already declared that we are working to reopen our economic water for further drilling and exploration missions at the first half of 2016. But not less important, we have to explore not just our economic water, but also export possibilities, because clearly most of the gas from Leviathan and from new significant gas fields, once they will be discovered, will be for export. So we have to look around and to see what are the export possibilities. We have several options. One is two big countries in the vicinity. One is Egypt, the other is Turkey. Both Egypt and Turkey, demand for gas is going to grow. Egypt and Turkey each consume today already between 50 to 60 BCM, billion cubic meters annually, and in 5 to 6 years, they will consume about 100 BCM annually, which means that both Egypt, despite the discovery of Zohr, this is significant but far from being sufficient for Egypt, and also Turkey will need to import most of their gas, and of course the best option is Israeli gas to these two countries in the immediate proximity. Another option, of course, and this is also extremely relevant, is to export gas from the Eastern Mediterranean basin into Europe. The situation in Europe is quite clear. Europe needs gas. The gas fields in the Northern Sea are about or already starting to deplete. The estimate, the evaluation is that 5 to 10 years from now, Europe will be able to supply less gas from the Northern Sea than the situation today, and therefore Europe will need gas from the Eastern Mediterranean basin. Now, according to our estimate, and also this is in accordance with the Cypriot and Egyptian estimates, there is a lot of gas yet to be found in our economic water, actually in the economic water of Israel, Egypt, and Cyprus. Probably, nothing is certain, but probably there are some more Leviathans and Tamars or Zors in Egypt to be found in the Eastern Mediterranean basin. By this I mean the economic water of Egypt, Israel, and Cyprus together in the next 5 years. And therefore, there is a very clear prospect that sooner or later the Eastern Mediterranean basin will be a major gas supplying source for the European Union. In order to achieve this, we already started to create a very close and good dialogue and coordination with both Egypt and Cyprus. We are coordinating more and more, both in order to encourage new explorations and also to consider already today how to export in the future, especially if also in Egypt and Cyprus there will be new discoveries, as well as in Israel, what is the most efficient way to export the gas from the Eastern Mediterranean basin into Europe. The benefits for Israel are enormous. First, if we will move forward, finally, after those extremely damaging and costly delays of the last 3 or 4 years, first, we are expecting revenues of hundreds of billions of shekels in the next 2 or 3 decades. This is extremely significant to such a little country like Israel. If we will discover more gas fields, more significant gas fields, it's going to grow dramatically. Second, the development of Leviathan and Karish Tanin will finally, it will take a few years from now, finally we will increase our energy security because we cannot rely on only one gas field. What happened if there is some problems 2 kilometers under the sea level? Thirdly, we have here a golden opportunity for the first time to establish real, strong, and significant economic ties and cooperation with Egypt and Jordan. So far, since we have signed peace treaties with Egypt and Jordan, there was no significant economic cooperation between the three, and now we have a golden opportunity for the first time to create something significant in the axis of peace, Egypt, Israel, Jordan. This is also significant. Last but not least, once we will move forward to the development, to the rapid development of Leviathan and Karish Tanin, as the companies are committed according to the gas framework, and once new explorations will be resumed in our economic water, we are speaking on foreign investments, mainly foreign investments, of roughly $20 billion in the next few years. And this is also the most effective and immediate economic growth engine that will have an impact already, significant impact, on Israel's economic growth already in 2016. For all those reasons, it will be extremely unresponsible and even stupid to continue to delay the gas framework, to continue to delay the developments of our gas and oil fields. And as Minister of Energy, with the complete backing of the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and actually by now already the government and the parliament, I'm totally convinced and totally committed to develop those treasures that we have found in our economic water, and I'm confident that we have here a very bright prospect for the energy sector and for the Israeli economy in the future. We only have to be a little bit more responsible. Thank you. Good morning.